Today I have a 7.3 that runs rough all the time, and it starts to lack power driving it down the street. But this one even runs rough at idle, just sitting here. I can start it, verify it. The truck has 97,000 miles on it, and I'll show you the way I like to go and check it. Check the oil here. It's pretty good. Anytime I get a rough running concern, I like to at least verify my crank sounds even. That way I don't end up selling an injector or problem and have an issue. You should always do a compression check, key on, engine off, and also with the engine running. You'll see on my other videos how that one bit me one time. But on this one here, it's an automatic, and I have the see, it's an automatic, and I have the keys out, so I have no danger of it starting and rolling. I'll just take the solenoid over here and jump it and listen. As you can see, that has a nice even crank, so I do not suspect a compression issue. The thing I like to try to do while they're still cold is do a key on, engine off, injector. You can call them a buzz test or a self test, and listen to the injectors. So I'll go ahead and run that, and let's listen to see what they sound like. Okay, that was all 8 individually. They actually sounded pretty good, so I don't suspect a sticking injector or an electrical problem. It passed the injector electrical self test, or also known as the buzz test. Checking for any codes in memory. Those are mostly trans codes. That would be a vehicle speed sensor. These are any 700 series of trans codes. Here's the one we're looking for, 1211, for injection pressure, higher or lower. And also one here for turbo boost low. So we're going to check those out. We're going to monitor the ICP, IPR, and also the fuel pressure, and check these, see what we come up with. I'm going to monitor ICP and see what it is, key on, engine off. Make sure it's reading good right now. I try to do the simplest stuff first and do what I can with the scanner while I have it hooked up. Do the easiest stuff while I have the tool out, so I don't have to break out a lot of tools. Okay, that's good. We've got a 1/4 volt. That's what's expected. So let's go ahead and check the fuel pressure. Okay, the 7.3s are known for having fuel tank issues. Doesn't matter if you have the plastic tanks that's before the axle, that's like F250, F350 style. They have 2 filters that's inside the pickup screen that gets plugged up. Or if you have the one that's after the axle, it's known for the lamination coming off on the tank, plugging it up. So what I want to do now is check the fuel pressure. This is just at an idle. If I try to drive this truck, it'll drop to 0 and really start to starve for fuel. And I just have it plugged in front of the fuel pump. So I'm going to show you guys a trick here to eliminate it, because we don't know now, is it a voltage drop, is it a fuel pump, or is it a restriction? But this is the easiest test to narrow this down pretty quick. Here I have a fresh, clean bottle here of diesel fuel. So I'm going to go ahead and drop my filter inside there to pick up the clean diesel. And this other end I'm going to hook up on the back of the fuel pump. I'll show you that connection here. Okay, the 7.3 has these frame mounted fuel pumps. I'm going to pull off the inlet back here. Remove that. Now I'm going to hook up the hose from the fresh clean diesel that I have there, and we'll pull it straight from there, and let's see how this affects the fuel pressure. So as you can see, I now have the new supply from the gas can or diesel can, and it's pulling that fuel, and I've eliminated the tank here, the tank, the lines, the pickup, everything else. So pretty much now what I'm going to do is either prove my fuel pump is good or bad, also my wiring to the fuel pump. So at least I'm going to narrow it down this way. So now with a good source of fuel, let's start it up and see what happens. Okay, we've got the fresh, clean jug of diesel here. Let's go ahead and start it up. Turn the key on. There we are, pick up the fuel. Fuel pressure is rising a lot further than what it was. Let's go ahead and start it up, see what it gets to or what it stays at. You should always check these trucks under a load. Never try to do a test inside the stall. That just went down because of the key it timed off. They only run for about 5-10 seconds. I'm going to cycle the key again, start it up. The idle's already clearing up. And my fuel pressure's up. So what I was just able to do by this test, living off the can back here, I'm able to confirm that the pump is good, or the pump's capable of producing the pressure needed, that the wiring, I don't have a bad voltage drop or an issue there. Pretty much, now what I need to do is drop this tank and inspect the lines, make sure I'm not sucking air or leaks. So I'll go ahead and go after this tank. This is an after axle tank. This is an F550. So I'll go ahead and drop that tank and see what we find there. Okay, here we have the tank down. And as you can see, the lining that they put on the side, it's all come loose. And you can see all there. So it's going to plug up the pickup screen. So that's why we're losing fuel pressure on this one. This is one of the F450 550s with the tank after the axle. Okay, the screens I was referring to earlier, they're inside of here. You just take it, pry this open. The two screens are down here. This one I've already cleaned out just to show you, but here's inside here all those flakes came in. That's from all the tank. That's why we had the restriction inside here. This one's all cleaned out. As you can see through it now, it's pretty good. And this is what came out of that. All of this came out of there. So once you get done, before you put the new tank on, make sure that you clean these out and go after it, because you put a new tank on and it still may have the low fuel pressure without these being cleaned. So make sure you do this and check it.